What's up, everybody? Welcome to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the brand new Penguin premium format figure by Sideshow Collectibles. Believe it or not, this is their first attempt at a Penguin premium format. I know there have been some custom stuff out there, and there are some 1/3 scale, and maybe even quarter scale ones out there by Prime One Studios. But this, however, is Sideshow's first attempt at the Penguin. And I'm happy to tell you it's really good. This was sculpted by Maria Paniflova. She's done 3 pieces now for Sideshow, and all 3 of them have been well received by collectors. That being the Batman and Catwoman diorama they recently released, the brand new Superman and Lois diorama, and now this premium format of the Penguin. And she's very talented apparently. And of course, the people involved, I don't remember their names exactly, but Sideshow has a good team behind them, and they're producing better and better statues, in my opinion. So edition size on this is 1,500 total, which is pretty high by today's standards. But again, this is the first time they do the Penguin. The Penguin is popular, and this was well received, evident by the amount of reviews that are already on YouTube. So I'm going to give you my thoughts about this character, let you know how I feel about him. He came in a medium-sized thin box, but average height, not overly heavy, a nice little art box, and the now normal, finally, Velcro strips around the box instead of the old-fashioned tape. I'm glad they've adopted that, and looks like going forward, that's the way it's going to be. And this continues the trend of Sideshow delivering the latest few premium formats close to the prototype quality, if not exactly the same. But without much further ado, let's get into my review. Alright, so we're going to get into the base. What we have here is Penguin in the sewers with some of his penguins surrounding him. The bottom of the base is supposed to be underwater. And what you have is a nice wet effect, clear paint by Sideshow. Really nice colors that they used here. You have some nice greens, blues, and a lot of other textures, so it's very muddy. So this is stuff that would settle in the bottom. So you have chains that are heavy. You have human bones. So there's 3 skulls there, more bones, a lot of rock, right? And a lot of the metal chains, including like a handle there. Looks to be like a metal handle for some kind of valve. So it's muddy. It's underwater. It's wet. It looks very nice. There is a lot to this statue. So we'll move up a little bit. And you have some of that stone right there. You have the feet of the penguin that you can see right above there. And this is a different looking penguin than the rest of them. A different beak, different mouth. And you can see how textured the mouth is, right? And some funky looking eyebrows surrounding this ugly looking penguin. Bloody. I like how they did it. Pink here. It looks like fresh blood. But back to the bottom. A lot of detail. A lot of great detail under here. Really nicely painted. And it looks wet. So Sideshow really did a good job with that. Let me get behind the penguin himself so you can see the rest of his shoe below the waterline. That's a nice touch as well. So let's get to the clear resin. So it's green, semi-translucent, I should say. And again, it looks wet. You have some of that green, some of that white effect to show you that movement in the water, and some brown sprinkled in there to let you know this is dirty sewer water. And that's where we are. Really nice job of sculpting that translucent water in there. Again, look at the movement it's captured very nicely. And then you have 3 penguins on top with the one in the bottom. Look at how grotesque they are. Their faces and beaks look similar to the penguin's face. Yellow feathers, some beige. Again, look at the scars. They look fresh. You see the blood. And these penguins mean business. They're very nicely sculpted. I mean, they put a lot of detail into these. Nice looking feathers around them. And then you have a smaller one again. Injuries, blood, They have expressions almost like they're mean, ready to fight. And then you have a couple of, they look to be like dead rats, but these might as well not even be there because they lack any real level of detail. And I get it, they weren't, they just added on there, but in my opinion, you don't need them there. Again, look at that, clear, creating that wet effect, right? So the top of the base looks really wet, looks really good. And again, some more of those greens with some blues in them and browns. And I like the way they painted that. It looks very real. More of that clear resin, the water behind it. There's the other little rat. Now again, I think they're dead because they don't have eyes or anything, or they're just really poorly sculpted. Again, another penguin, which I showed you already. And I almost forgot this penguin on the bottom that's swimming. And again, they look different. They look mean. But very, very nicely sculpted. All of them have injuries, blood. And then on this one, they even gave you the feet. A nice amount of detail. So really, there's a lot happening on this base. No Easter eggs that I can think of. But what's here is done very, very well. And they added this clear resin with minimal, like, seam lines. And there are some. You can see them there, right? And there's one pretty bad one around here. But again, you got to be looking for it. The overall aesthetics of it look great. Very nicely painted. Very nicely done. So now we're going to take a look at Oswald Cobblepot himself. Some of those grimy dress shoes. Again, you can even see the stitching. Very nice level of detail. They're muddy. They're dirty. They're worn. And here, he has 1 foot basically half submerged. Look at that. All the wear and tear on these shoes. The pants have some of that grime. They're wet. They have nicks all over them. These pinstripe pants. They're textured very nicely. Let's continue to go around here. And more of that, right? Great sculpt and paint. And as you get a little higher up, obviously they become cleaner. They're not submerged. But they do have wear and tears and rips, showing you that these are worn dress pants. And then you have his everyman belt buckle, and then some of that nasty belly showing there, a button on that dress-up shirt, very nicely done. Then you have his dirty gloves. They used to be white probably, but they're filthy right now. I heard someone mention this looks like blood. I don't really think so. I just think it's grime and they're dirty. You go with the umbrella handle, looks like a penguin beak, very nice. Fully sculpted umbrella. It's like a dark burgundy. It's very dirty. You can see the wear and tear. You can see the metal ends here, the umbrella. Very nice. He's gripping it tightly. And here's the tip of the umbrella. Looking really, really good. Nicely sculpted. Good detail on the gloves and hands. You have his handkerchief right there. So this is like a vest that goes over that shirt. Ugly beige. The buttons, the stripes on that shirt, very nicely done, very nicely sculpted. And then the collar with, I guess, a tie. It's tucked in. Looking pretty cool. Very, very good level of detail. Now, the jacket is mixed media. So you have faux fur, if you will. Really, really, the cut and sew on this is perfect. It fits him to a T. The jacket is really dirty and tattered. Very, very nice. It looks weathered. On the front, the back. Again, for mixed media, it works on this character really well. It looks more believable. But they did a really nice job on the cut and sew element of this statue. Now, as far as Penguin himself, look at that really highly detailed, disgusting portrait. I know the lighting kind of sucks. Here we go. I found some kind of balance here to show you just how nicely, painted and sculpted this is. Nasty, grimy teeth. They're dirty. All of the wrinkles and the folds on his face. Look at that. I'm struggling to get you a better look. The eyes are nice. The eyebrows are disgusting. Right? A lot of great detail. Some scarring. The lips. That wry smile. You have a lot of really good vein work throughout. Looks great. And that monochrome looks really, really good. Right there. Very nicely done. And then it has, I guess these are the straps, and they get tucked in right there. And this other strap gets tucked in there. They're metal. But Sideshow did a great job. They look really good. The face is painted well, sculpted really well. I like the hair. You see the sides, right? They're grayish. Right, he's an older gentleman. Gray to black, same thing. It's flowing here. And then his famous top hat, that purple strip right in the bottom. Very nicely done, nicely sculpted and painted. So overall, you have a very moody, really nicely sculpted and painted statue. I love the design of this piece. It's dirty, it's grimy. I like that his penguins kind of match him. And I really like the way that they painted the base. It's got that wet effect, very nice colors. It looks like the sewers. For me, the overall package is great. My only complaint is these stupid rats. They look, I don't know what to make of them. They're very smooth, and they're either dead or they just got lazy. They don't look particularly good. The penguins all look really good. They put a lot of effort into them, a lot of effort into the base, and a lot of effort into the penguin himself, particularly that portrait, because he's a tricky character to get right, and they did it in such a way where he's cool looking, where, you know, us collectors, we want to add him, and we're picky, and we look at things and we nitpick and we complain about things. But if you get this, or if you're expecting this, I think you'll be happy with the overall product. The mixed media, for those people who don't like it, this isn't going to change your mind. If you don't like it, you're not going to like it. But I just didn't see any other way that they were going to make this. If you don't do mixed media, and this is fully sculpted, I would imagine it's a lot more of a challenge. It adds more weight to it, and then of course it's going to add more cost. But I think this looks really good. I'll give you a look, you know, behind here. Even, you know, sculpted in the rest of the shirt, those purple pants, and this wires on this coat for posing. I like the way it looks now, the little more frilled out. I'm going to place him right behind, elevated, the Joker. That's where he's going to go. So I got a place for him already in between the rest of the DC stuff that I have. I think he fits in well there. But he does have to be up higher because he is looking down, and he is kind of a, you know, smallish character. But kudos to Sideshow. Really not bad for their first penguin. I think they did a really good job. I'm happy with it. Looks like collectors I've gotten them are happy with it. Let me know if you're getting him and what you think of what you see so far. Once again, thank you for watching.